Hey everybody, it's Kim, the Homeschooling Grammy, and today I am going to be doing a quarterly report. It's going to be for the second quarter. It's actually due today, not that I procrastinate much. And yeah, if you're a New York State homeschooler, you might want to stick around and see how all of this works. Even if you're not a New York State homeschooler, you never know when you might need to have records for your homeschool, depending on, the level of regulations that you have in your state. So stick around and we will get started. Okay, so my washer decided to go into the spin cycle, but I'm not going to complain because before now, for 3 years, 3.5 years, we didn't have a washer and dryer. So I'm very blessed. We have our new home and we have a washer and a dryer. So no complaints. So what I decided to do while I was waiting for it to stop spinning is I went ahead and started typing into my Chromebook because in our district, we're allowed to email all of our information. So I kind of started doing that. And what I do, and I already did this ahead of time, so I'm going to give you an idea. You can, in New York State, you have the right to decide the dates for your quarterly report. I don't bother. I'm like, I don't care. I'll just use the dates that they send me. It's not a big deal to me. So they send me this little paper and they give me my dates that I need to have it in by. And you'll see end of second quarter is January 22nd, 2021. And that would be today. So I just use those. And like for my first quarter, I'll give you a for instance. I had 365 plus hours of instructions for the first quarter, but that's because we homeschool all year round. And so when we start even doing stuff in the summer, it just kind of, like I just kind of rotate it all in and wherever the hours fit in. So I include all my summer hours in the first quarter. So anyway, today's date, that's what we're doing. I went ahead of time and I went through, I have all kinds of junk here on the table. I have my trusty little planner. And so I went through and I counted. So this quarter we did 51 days of instruction and 255 plus hours of instruction. And so I went ahead and I've already typed that in here. So anyways, I'm going to show you, I use the same template over and over again. It's just easier. Makes things really simple when I have to go ahead and write up my quarterlies. So you will see, like, I actually copied a new page and I blacked out all my personal information, but you will see how it works. At the top, it says Homeschool Quarterly Report, first quarter for the 2020-2021 homeschool year. First quarter report for grade 3, the student, your hours of instruction, your days that you're present, the days that you were absent. And then it goes through academic progress, and then I go arithmetic, English, language arts, social studies, science, health, music, visual arts, physical education, and library skills. So that's all that I put on there. All right. So then when I do all that, there's my template. That's what I'm going to use to do my report with. So if you look at my trusty little teacher planner, you will see what I do is I go ahead of time and I will write in, okay, the quarterly report is due on this day, which is today, January 22nd, 2021. So I make sure for that week, it's up on the cross of the top of my paper. That way I know, okay, that Monday, okay, you got to stop slacking. You have to think about it before Friday. And then I also put, so I tend, the week that it's due, I end my quarter the week before. Because, like I said, we homeschool year round, so it really doesn't matter. So I actually put it in here as ending the week before. It just makes it easier for bookwork. It allows me to pull stuff out. So I have one of these little accordion files, and it's pretty empty right now because I only have this week's work in here. But I will show you that I have all papers that were in the file. Like, this is all stuff that we have worked on this quarter, because some of this stuff I tore out of the workbook. Some of this stuff was stuff that I printed. Some of this stuff is stuff that I had to write. Whatever. It's all right here. I know. I'm going to try to make this as uncomplicated as possible. Then what I will do with all of that stuff that I took out of this binder here is I store it away. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep it. I have stuff since pre-K for her. I probably don't need to. I probably need to get rid of it because I have quarterly reports to go back on, so I probably don't need to keep all that stuff. But I do. Okay, so then what I do, because now that I've written in here exactly, okay, this is when this quarter ended, this is when this quarter began, I can easily flip through, so I know that second quarter started on November 2nd. So I go back to November 2nd in my trusty little book here, and I have right on the top, started the second quarter. Quarterly report on the other page and when it's due, just so I know. So now I can go through and I can say, okay, for math, we started on math lessons for a living education on page 197 on our second quarter. It's right here. So that makes it really easy. So then I go over here to my math book. I flip open to that page, and then I can correspond to what was covered. So we can go ahead and either look at the table of contents or the scope and sequence of your book, and it's really easy, and we can say, okay, this is what we covered for math. In the same way with all my subjects, I do the same thing. So for math, for instance, she finished this book. We finished this book maybe like a week or so ago. So we have started the new book. Because I don't care what the level is, that doesn't matter to me. We're just making progress, moving forward. And I will do a video explaining, what has been going on with math, because she's been a math struggler. So, anyways, we started this book already. And so that's what I do. It just makes it really easy. The same thing with all of them, like history. Now, this book is another story all in itself. I like it and I don't like it. So this quarter, we kind of threw it to the side. We really didn't do much. Instead, we covered the election process. We did some Thanksgiving type stuff and talked about pilgrims. We did some president's stuff. So we did like a whole bunch of hodgepodge of everything. So I have all that stuff here too, so I can write that all in my report. So let me see what I want to do next. So I'll give you an example. So for academic progress, I make it really, really simple. All I put is Hope has completed at least 80% of all planned activities in all curriculum areas for the quarter, and she has progressed satisfactorily with continued growth in all areas. Simple, short, to the point. You don't need to write a book. And then with arithmetic, same thing. Hope has completed assignments in her math lessons for a living education curriculum, and this curriculum has been used in conjunction with math manipulatives. Now, this was last quarter. Worksheets, math games of various kinds. She has learned, among other things, time, shape, patterns, blah, 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 blah. Just kind of giving a quick overview of the stuff that was covered for math. And yeah, that's really all I do. I just simply go through each book. It looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Once you've done your first quarterly report and you have an idea of how to set it up, it goes very, very quickly. It's very simple, and I'll be done in probably an hour. So I'm not going to keep you on here an hour. But I'm not sure, if I do it so often, I have to remember that other people haven't done this. So the biggest thing is to make sure to write stuff down. just really make sure that you write things down. It makes it much easier. So when it comes time to do the quarterly report, you're not freaking out because you didn't write stuff down, because you don't remember, you know, when you started what. And that's why having a planner really, really helps in the state of New York, because you can easily write in the dates and say, okay, this is the date that I started this quarter, this is the date that I ended this quarter, and that way you can easily correlate it to all of your curriculum with your page numbers or whatever it is that you might have done. Like for instance, we also decided, like we really like this geography, but we've been doing it since pre-K. So where we were finding it was getting kind of dry. So this quarter, we switched to a lot of stuff this quarter. So this quarter, we added in the Atlas of the World sticker book, which is really fun. And it's packed with all kinds of fun information, and she really likes it. So just another thing that we decided to switch up. And I will just mention in there, okay, you know, we decided to use this. You know, I'll put in what we did learn in here, but I'll also add this stuff in and anything else that we might have done. But in short, sweet little paragraphs. You know, you see, like none of my paragraphs are very long. Short, sweet, and to the point. Because who has time for that? I'm trying to find my other piece of paper that I lost in my mess here. But yes, short and to the point. That's the easiest thing that you can do for yourself. So I hope that this helps some of you, all of you, any of you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments, and I will be happy to help you. For right now, for PE, I mean, COVID has changed things, and I made sure that I put that in my report that, you know, due to COVID, we are playing outside, or we're going snowshoeing or sledding or whatever. But things have changed, like even going to the library, like, you know, for library skills, we had to mix it up, you know. We have our own little library of books here, and, you know, we download stuff on Kindle. And recently I purchased a bunch of books on CD-ROM or CD, and so we can listen to those. Just switching things up all the time, because, you know, you have to be flexible right now. And that's the beauty of homeschool, is that you can be flexible. So biggest thing that you need on your quarterly report is the listing of all of your subjects, your hours of instruction, your days of instruction, how many, of course, what quarter you're in, your child's name, grade, your information up here on the top, you know, email address, phone number, address, all of that kind of thing. And that's it. So I hope this was helpful. God bless, take care, and I will talk to you again soon.